Hey everyone, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here's your daily forecast for the day of Thursday, May 31st, 2018. Now before I get started, I did just want to let you all know my June 2018 webinar is now available, the recording, if you would like to purchase that. In it, I of course talk about what's going on in June, what the most memorable days are of this month, when the most important things may go down, and what those things are. Okay, there may be a lot of things this month that may be a little bit out of our hands and in God's hands, as I spent a lot of time talking about yesterday. So if you're just curious what those days might be and to look out for those, again, my webinar is available for you at the link down below in my description box. For those of you who do purchase things from me with Squarespace, that's the site that I use. The payments are taken through PayPal, but there will be a PDF that will come with your purchase, and you just have to click on that PDF that will give you more of the information, because I've gotten some emails about that. I don't know why. Some of you I know are saying that there are some things wrong with the emails that you've gotten, so I don't know what that is. It could be Squarespace that's causing the problems. I'm not sure. I was gonna wait. I was gonna switch over to Shopify a while back, my store, when Venus was in Taurus. But I waited because I wanted to do like a subscription service specifically for business owners and for news and politics, and I wanted to get that all set up, and it actually is all set up on Shopify, but now I don't know if it's the right time, if I have the time. I think that's what it is, to launch that yet. So I was going to sit on it for a few more months to hopefully get more things in order with where I am now. And so that's why I haven't switched my store over to Shopify yet, but I'm feeling with all of the emails that I keep getting about Squarespace and the digital downloads there, I may actually have to switch over to Shopify sooner than I was hoping, or sooner than I wanted to, and just hide perhaps on my site all the subscription service stuff that I've already created for the business membership. Yeah. Maybe that's a little bit too much information than what you need to know. But yeah, that's just my thought process. So I'm thinking about switching over to Shopify sooner, so that that I don't get as many problems with my orders as well. Now I just gotta pick a good day. The day that I like the best would be, of course, Venus on the North Node, which is what, June 18th, 19th, which I talk about in my June webinar. But I'm like, do I really want to launch a store when Mars is on the South Node? Do I really want to do that? I don't know. I'm like, well, if this is God's month for God's timing, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. So I'll have to think about that. But just wanted to let you into my thought process there with my store. And I'm so sorry for those of you who are having problems with that. But I'm trying to get back to you when I can and fix some of those issues. Now for your horoscope, now that I've gone on a bit, what we have today is the moon entering Capricorn at 4 a.m. Mountain Time. And what that is going to do is bring our attention to, of course, when the moon is in Capricorn, our career, our reputation, where it is that our life is going becomes more into focus. The moon does not like being in Capricorn because it likes to be in Cancer. The moon likes to be in Cancer, the opposite sign of Capricorn, because it can feel nurtured emotionally. It can take time to itself to feel the feelings in all the right ways. And when the moon is in Capricorn, it doesn't have time to deal with feelings. It's got things to do. We got responsibilities. If we want our life to be put in the right place, we got to make sure everything's going according to plan. We can't take time to deal with our feelings. And so that's what comes in here with the moon in Capricorn. Can be a little bit uncomfortable because maybe we have some big things weighing on our mind that we don't want to do, but can actually be very powerful if we accept the fact that we have work and that we have responsibilities and put some of our emotions behind us in order to achieve and accomplish some of the things that we want and need. Okay? So that's happening with the moon in Capricorn today at 4 a.m. Mountain Time. Now, right as this moon enters Capricorn, it will make a trine over to Uranus and Taurus, again, 4 a.m. And what that could bring at that time, perhaps, are some unexpected events that could occur. These could be unexpected with Uranus and Taurus. Now, financial events. An unexpected financial expense, or with the trine, sometimes trines are a little bit more positive with squares. Perhaps it's an unexpected financial windfall as well that you could find comes early this morning. What else could you get? You can maybe some kind of unexpected situation where you have to use your gifts and talents or your skills as well with Taurus in order to put your life in the right place. That could come in. Perhaps as well with Uranus, it could also be you yourself breaking free from some things to create more time and resources for yourself to put your life in a better direction. So something along those lines could come up at 4 a.m. Okay, I don't want to think it's going to be a bad thing because trines can kind of go either way, but 2 hours later at 6 a.m. Mountain Time, the moon, after it comes after this trine to Uranus, it's actually still kind of going to be in the trine to Uranus, is going to make a square over here to Chiron. So that can definitely bring up some uncomfortable feelings 2 hours after this unexpected thing occurs, or we ourselves try to break free to put our life in a better place. All right, the unexpected or the uncomfortable feelings that are going to come up with Chiron and Aries now have to do with how we do things, our identity, how we move forward on the things that it is that we want. Perhaps because we're taking care of some unexpected thing in a really practical sense. Again, with Chiron, we have to sacrifice some of our own wants and needs. We have to sacrifice some of our own passions. Maybe because we're taking care of more of our practical needs to put our life in the right place, to deal with our finances and some of our talents. Maybe it's hard for us to find the passion in our life, to do what we want, because we've got to make sure that all of these other bigger, perhaps more serious things being in earth signs are taken care of before we can start to do what it is that we want. All right, and needing to just, especially with this moon in Capricorn, be practical, play it safe, not take as many risks until we get some of our practical needs taken care of here so that everything in our life is going in the right direction, okay? Yeah. So that's what I see happening there. Then the moon's just going to chill out in Capricorn for the rest of the day after that happens until 6 o'clock at night. And at 6 o'clock at night, this moon in Capricorn is going to come over Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn. Again, bringing lots of responsibilities we may have to tend to. Perhaps some serious things could come up that we have to be really dedicated and disciplined about at 6 p.m. Definitely, yeah, did I say that? Could be some responsibilities or some seriousness that comes in. Again, because the moon doesn't like Capricorn, and of course doesn't like Saturn, because Saturn's the ruler of Capricorn, we could be feeling a little bit emotionally restricted, hard for us to do what we want because we've got so many other things going on. But again, if you take the time to do the work, to take care of your responsibilities, to do what needs to be done, even if you don't feel better today or tonight, it will help you to feel better later, to take care of some of the things that you need so that they're no longer on your mind. All right, so that's what's happening today. Now with this moon, now in the background really, I'll go there. We've got Mercury today in a trine with Mars. The sun was just in a trine with Mars for a while in Gemini, and now Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, is in a trine with Mars. So again, there could be lots of conversations that come up with this trine. Lots of talking, lots of communicating. Sometimes with Mars involved, these conversations can be very swift, especially with the trine. Maybe that's what's coming up. Maybe that's what part of the unexpected thing that comes up this morning with the moon. Maybe it's a conversation or some message or news you receive. That could happen. Sometimes as well with Mercury in a trine with Mars, although I might say more by square than by trine, but sometimes you might just have to watch your words a little bit, watch your tone when you speak too, because we've got so many things maybe on our mind that we're working out. We could think and speak before we're ready, and maybe just needing to make sure that that you're thinking about things in the right way and not saying anything that could upset people. Okay, so just keep that in mind, especially with the Uranus this morning, because I don't know, I normally like trines. You'll probably get more of the like words that can hurt and bruise with squares and oppositions than you would with the trine, but maybe just make sure with the trine here that you're thinking things through all the way before making decisions. Okay, Mercury and the Sun as well in a sextile with the North Node, saying that thinking, communicating, especially about your future, about where you see your life going, getting the higher perspective as well on some of your situations will help you to feel happier, to feel like you're making progress, to move forward, to do some things that are important to you, okay? Yeah, I know, it's really interesting because we have this sextile and then we've got them making a yod to the moon and Saturn today, because the sun and the north node are sextiling and they're both making yods, or quincunxes to the moon and Saturn, which make it a yod. So yeah, I think that's maybe what we're trying to work out today, is we're thinking a lot about what makes us happy, about what we need to be happy, about how we can have a future that we like better, about where our life is going and how we can bring everything together. And I definitely do see with the yod needing to be responsible. Maybe that's why I was feeling to interpret Mercury trine Mars that way today for some reason. But needing to just make sure that you're not just thinking and communicating with no rhyme, no reason, but that it makes sense for where your life currently is. Needing to make sure that you're not just thinking about things, but that you can actually build on the things that you do think about and use them to your advantage, I think could be very, very important. Okay, needing to do that. And as well, vice versa, perhaps can come in, needing to make sure if there's any work that you're getting done today to put your life in the right direction, also needing to make sure here that you're thinking about it in the right ways, that it's putting your life in the right direction, that you're happy with the work that it is that you're doing too. I think just needing to be very careful about that, because sometimes what happens with yods is that these two planets, even though the moon is a little bit of a different story, changing this a little bit, but a lot of times what happens with yods is that these two planets, that sextile, kind of team up together and neglect the third planet at the tip of the yod. So that's why there could be lots of conversations about what makes you happy and what you like and what you enjoy, and being very playful with the Gemini Leo. And again, needing to make sure that you're taking your passion, some of the things that you're talking about, that you're excited about, to get work done, to put your life in the right direction, to use those passions for the best. Yeah. And with the moon here at the tip of the yod as well, right, bringing some of the big responsibilities in today, that you need to make sure you're doing things that you like, that you want to do. Not just that you're doing the work that needs to be done, but maybe thinking more long term about whether or not the work that you're doing today is what you really want, is what you really enjoy, or about how you can take this work that you need to do that's weighing on you, and how you can maneuver that over the next few months. It may take all of the next few months, but how you can maneuver that over the next 3 or 4 months into a situation that you feel is more comfortable for you, more familiar, and that you enjoy. All right, so that can happen there with the yod. Yeah, I'll say that. And of course, thinking and communicating too, if you can maneuver it right, being helpful here with the sextile to Chiron, which I've talked about for quite some time now, that Mars and Mercury and the Sun are making to Chiron. Okay. The last thing that I'll mention is going to be the grand water trine. That's getting pretty exact today with Venus and Cancer in a trine with Jupiter, and also in a trine with Neptune, which are in a trine with each other. So perhaps lots of thinking here about our future, about what's going on, about what makes us happy, that we're really trying to figure out how to live a life that makes us happy, how to bring all the pieces together to put our life in the right direction, in a place that we enjoy. And I think this grand water trine deep beneath the surface is helping us to figure out emotionally, internally, spiritually what's going on, to work some things out inside, to transform ourselves internally, to meet some of the other stuff that we're thinking about. Okay, so I think there's a lot of like stuff happening here in a bunch of different levels in the chart. You get like all this air stuff going on with Gemini and Aquarius, bringing lots of stuff in the mind. You know, air signs to me sometimes rule consciousness, things that are a little bit more top of mind, we're a little bit more conscious about. And then you've got this grand water trine that's like super deep internal stuff, you know, that we're dealing with below the surface. And I think we're just trying to balance the conscious expression, perhaps, with what's going on inside ourselves, to make sure that we're expressing what's really inside us emotionally and like the most truest way possible, or in a way that that makes more sense. You know, and of course the quincunx to Capricorn, yeah, just a lot of different levels happening. Maybe we're just trying to figure out how we can express ourselves practically in the best way, and just thinking about our life in a bunch of different levels. Yeah. and maybe needing to understand today that there's like a trifold process going on within you here. The mind's working out some things mentally, logically, the heart, the spirit, the soul, emotionally with the water trine are working out other things and needing to bridge the gap to bring the emotions and the thoughts together here so that you can create a plan with Saturn and Capricorn to move forward, even if it takes some time, even if it won't happen right away, to do the things you want and need. Okay? Yeah, so that's what I see for you there. Your card for the day is the Knight of Pentacles reversed. This card usually comes in the Knight of Pentacles. Well, upright, the Knight of Pentacles, I like to think is like I don't know if I want to say a master manifester, but is like really good at making plans, sticking to plans, making the things happen that the Knight wants to make happen. Okay, this Knight doesn't do things fast, doesn't do things swiftly, takes his sweet time to get things done, but gets them done right, even if it takes a long time to do it. And when it's reversed here, sometimes our strategizing, our planning isn't right. Sometimes we don't have a plan with this card, or we're impatient. We want plans to happen right now. And I think what this Knight is saying reversed is saying, okay, first of all, be patient. If things, you know, like I said yesterday, they may take a little bit longer than you think, but the time that it takes is going to be necessary so that you can make sure that everything is done right and that everything is falling into place in the way that it needs to fall into place. The second message from this card too is saying you may have a lot of things, especially with this air going on up in the air, you know, exploring your options and all this other stuff going on too inside you, and maybe just needing, with this yod to Saturn and the moon in Capricorn, maybe just needing to find a way to organize more of your thoughts, to organize more of your feelings, to create a strategy and a plan that can come in, maybe needing to make some decisions today about some of the things that are going on, or to get more clarity perhaps with what's occurring, because maybe there's a lot all over the place. We don't have a plan, our energies are divided, and I think we need to figure out here what we really want, what's really important, and how we can move forward on the things that we're feeling and thinking in a more practical way. Okay, our plans that we may come up with as a result of all of this with this Knight may not be flashy. Like, I don't know if we're going to have some huge flash of insight that's going to come out of nowhere. We may. I mean, the moon's going to be in a trine with Uranus this morning, but that's just the moon for today. You know, I don't know if we're going to have any huge flashes of insight that are going to come this week, but I think the insights that we do have, and when I say a huge flash of insight, I mean like a really unique one. Like, that's crazy. Where all of a sudden we're like, oh my gosh, I never thought of this before. This is insane. I think we could have flashes of insight this week, but they're going to be practical. Like, to me, this Knight is saying, if you get any flash of insight, it's going to be simple. Like, sometimes the simple answer is the best answer. Don't try to complicate things. You know, it's like sometimes we try to overly complicate what we want. Well, you know, this is what I feel. In order for me to get from A to B, I have to go around. You know, it just makes it more complicated. And I think this Knight is saying the simplest solution is the best solution. The simplest answer is the best answer. And if you can be okay with simple solutions in a really practical way to some of your big questions, and to not have things be flashy, to not have some super showy, like excitable life all the time, then you're going to be better off if you can be happy and content with the simple answers and that there's real beauty and that there's real truth in the simple, the small stuff. And yeah, I think that that's what this Knight is saying. Take it small, take it slow, so that you make sure that your plans are made with success. And sometimes slow and steady is the best way to do it, so that you don't miss important information, so that you don't skip important steps and then get down the road when all of this energy starts moving again in October and realize, oh wait, there was something I really needed to do that I should have done in June that I didn't do because I was impatient, or because I wasn't, my answers that I was getting weren't good enough. So I think just right now in the astrology, it's saying take your time, be patient. Maybe you don't know what this time is about, what this time is all for, but there's a reason behind why things are going slow, and you may not know yet, but slowly over the next few months, possibly when Venus conjuncts the North Node, later this month, more answers will slowly make themselves known to you if you're not afraid to put in the time to think things through, okay, and to work things out in a slow, steady manner, doing the small things first before the big things maybe will come later in the year, okay? So that's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.